As the next to last round of the ATV National Motocross Championship, Dirt Days at Loretta Lynn's presented a golden opportunity for riders to make moves in the standings. But series leader Chad Wienen was not about that, and he got away early from his rival Joel Hetrick, who moved into second and tried to track him down. While other riders had their problems and saw podiums slip away, battles continued to rage throughout the pack, while Wienen took a clutch first moto win. In Moto 2, Ben Hogue with a whole shot, but Hetrick was desperate to get to the front and took over the lead. It was up to Wienen to respond from the back, and as he made the move into second, it was clear the rivals would match each other on points for the day. While the youngsters like Lindquist and Brandon Hogue battled behind them, Hetrick took the win. But with only one race to go, he's got to make up points on Wienen, while the series leader aims for a record-tying 8th National Motocross Championship. This is at the grand finale for the 2021 ATV National Motocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing. I'm Jason Wygant to give you the call. It's all hanging in the balance at a beautiful racetrack here, Briarcliff in Ohio. Has not been on the schedule since 2014, and these fans are pumped. Track has been facelifted, revamped, and huge crowd on hand to watch all the classes, the amateurs all the way up through the pros. Good to see 16 total pro entrants today, making it one of the larger events of the year in the premier class. Jacob Stevens, part of that, making his debut on that 21. Cesar Jimenez, Vincent Merman on the 535, Logan Stanfield the 55, Brandon Hogue in the 26, Michael Allred's distinctive yellow number 8. It's Cody Ford's machine, and Bryce Ford, his brother, as well. Nick Janus has had a very solid season in a 3-rider battle for third in points along with Jeffrey Rastrelli and Bryce Ford, but third at the last 2 races, the young kid, Max Lindquist.
Back here, Briarcliff, season finale. Coming off another podium at Loretta's here, 2 in a row, back-to-back. Definitely super stoked on that, and coming in with some good momentum, and obviously looking to do the same now. Just, get my feet wet and getting used to that podium has been pretty cool, and definitely looking to do the same here this weekend. And, haven't been here in a while, 2014, so last time I was here I was on an 85, so looks a little smaller, not so big now being on the big bike. So looking forward to a totally different track, and looks pretty good. Looks like there's some great changes, and looking forward just to getting on this thing and seeing what we can do this weekend.
Yeah, young kids keep knocking on the door, but that could be the story for next year. Right now, the full focus, Chad Wienen, points leader and aiming for an 8th title.
The finale this weekend, we're sitting really good in points, and going back to the last time we were here, I had a very good racing. I went 1-1, and brings back some good memories. But man, I'm really looking forward to this weekend. I want to have a strong performance and try to close out this championship. And it's been a great year, and it's been fun. I'm looking forward to having fun here this weekend at Briarcliff, and hopefully we bring a lot of fans and enjoy some good racing. Just focus one at a time, and one race at a time, one gate drop, and just keep having fun. I've been having a great time, and we're going to try and keep that up.
8 titles will tie Gary Denton's all-time mark. Denton won 8 in a row. Wienen has been bested a few times in this series by Joel Hetrick. We'll see if Hetrick can make this year one of those years. Stay with us. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMC and by CST Tires. Joel Hetrick, 22 points down on Chad Wienen in the series coming into this race. Can he pull off a miracle? Let's check in.
Excited to be here. We haven't raced here since 2014. I actually did a riding school here a month or 2 ago, so I'm kind of familiar with this layout, the new layout of the track. Just looks like a really flowy track, a lot of jumps. I'm excited. Hopefully I can finish off the year on a good note in the center of the box, and just end happy and go to Pro Stock Day Sunday and try to clinch that championship, because I know we're right there for that championship as well, and we just want to finish the year off strong and try to clinch one of these championships.
There's Hetrick and Wienen actually discussing the track together. It's a high-speed layout with a big jump in the center they call Bigfoot. We'll show use the track right here with our qualifying laps. And Hedrick usually rules the roost when it comes to qualifying times. And we'll see if he can put the Phoenix Racing Yamaha to the top spot today. There's the big jump. Brandon Hogue's had a pretty strong season this year. Lots of speed. Coulda, shoulda, woulda had a podium in our last race. Went off the racetrack late in Moto 1. Bryce Ford hoping for third in the standings this year if it ends well for him today. Nick Janusa putting the power down. As I mentioned earlier, he's in a three-way fight. He, Rastrelli, and Ford all have a shot at third in the series, which would be pretty big. There's the jump, and I think Hedrick just cheering Rastrelli on through there. Logan Stanfield works his way through. It's Michael Allred. Hey, look at the choice of gear today. All red. Vincent Merman getting some big air there. Cody Ford just went by. VTech Mechanic from Poland. Cesar Jimenez, love the look of that machine. A 101. Jacob Stevens making his pro debut. We mentioned that earlier. He's out of Pennsylvania. Marshall Smith, he's on that legendary Suzuki LTR 450. Wienen ends up the fast qualifier today, so he's able to upset the usual game plan from Hedrick. But really a few tenths of a second. Doesn't matter as we get into racing. Wienen is going to need to DNF a moto here for Hedrick to have a shot at the championship. But we have seen crazy things happen before for both riders. Stay tuned for the finale. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMC and by CST Tires. Joel Hedrick and the rest of the riders of the ATV National Championship are headed to the line. Last race of the season. This is the first of two motos here from Ohio. Jason Wygant to give you the call. Nick Janusa will be running our Rocky Mountain ATVMC on board. Here we go. Pole shot for Wienen, who just needs to stay out of trouble today, and that's a big step toward doing that. Hedrick quickly to the number 2 spot. Rastrelli also running one of our onboards, almost bumps into Allred, and now we got problems. Huge pile up. See Hogue and Ford there. I think it was actually both Cody and Bryce Ford tangled in that. So that really changes things. A couple of riders who have been on the podium a lot this year are going to be coming from the back. So Allred, you see him there in the, yes, all-red gear as a golden opportunity. He's had some good starts this season. Look at Hedrick putting the press on Wienen as they hit that big section of rollers, doubles, 1 3/4 jumps. I don't even know how you describe that. These guys are still stuck. Hogue just getting going. I think I saw Stanfield's 55. Wow. Janusa gets it back underway, so we've got 2 battles to watch. That 5-pack of riders who are all the way in the back, and then the typical lead duo, Wienen versus Hedrick up front. And Hedrick got close there on lap 1. Now he's got another opportunity down through the mechanics area here. Lap 2. You love to see it, these two battling like this. As Rastrelli is going to have a lot of work to do, but he actually got out of that pileup, I believe, the first rider to emerge, 9th at the end of lap 1. That's not so bad. 4 or 5 other riders were stuck even worse behind him. As we go back to Rastrelli here, making moves. One of the Yamaha riders is trying to get by here. Check back in with the leaders. Wienen continues to hold his own. Hedrick looking for an opening. Here's Brandon Hogue. He has been following the 5 of Cody Ford through traffic. And now looking to make a pass. Same section of roller jumps where we saw Hedrick try to get Wienen earlier. And Hedrick is right there, looking to make the pass. Great racing between these two, as always. Janusa getting around Allred. This would be for 3rd. Let's see if Janusa can get this done, and he does get it done as we go back to the leaders again. Same story. Oh, Brandon Hogue running it in deep on Ford. That's Cody Ford. He made the move on and takes a look over. When you're coming from the back like that, you've got to take chances. Hedrick taking chances as well, getting all the way over those rollers now. Both he and Wienen were not able to do that in the opening laps. They've got it dialed in now. We go to Rastrelli, getting around Merman. Just made a pass there. Then he's got Mechanic right in front of him. Stanfield has lost a seat. I think he flipped his machine. We go back to Rastrelli fighting his way through this corner, looking to make the move, and he's got another pass. Rastrelli on the gas right now. His teammate Hedrick still looking for an opening in the lead. Here's Bryce Ford. There's the big triple. And he uses it to try to pass his brother. Side by side they go. Bryce Ford leaping over his brother Cody to make a pass. He's following Hogue toward the front of the pack. But you're only going to get so far. The top two spots there are long gone as usual. Here's Rastrelli making more moves. What's going to happen up front? Can Hedrick figure out a way around? Stay with us. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMC and by CST Tires. Now hitting lap traffic, Chad Wienen trying to hold down the lead under pressure this entire race from Joel Hedrick. Bryce Ford making more passes. Ford and Hogue. It has been fun to watch them come through traffic. Let's set the order here. Wienen leading Hedrick, then Janusa, then Allred. As you see, oh, there's a move on the inside, and this time Hedrick's got it. I did not see that coming. He just would not give up, doing everything he could to find traction down to the inside. So I mentioned Allred is fourth. Rastrelli just flipped. He hit that tire on the inside, going for the number 4 spot. Hogue and then Bryce and Cody Ford would be next in line. And Bryce is on the move. He got Hogue. Hogue super fast. I guess we could say super duper fast is Bryce Ford. And once Hedrick got the lead, look at this. He has checked out. Moving away quickly as they hit the Bigfoot triple. And Janusa, he's got it as well, all alone in the number 3 spot. Bryce Ford, more passes in him. Can he get Allred? This would be 4th. 13th to 4th for Ford, who was caught in that melee where everybody was tangled and flipped in the first turn. Rastrelli now looking to make the pass. This is around Hogue. I believe that'd be 5th. Janusa 3rd. Bryce Ford 4th, Rastrelli 5th. Here's the 3rd place rider, Janusa. Just stayed out of trouble this time. I don't know if we're quite ready to call Janusa a veteran yet. Doesn't seem like too long ago when he was making his pro debut, but there's just so much young talent, including, VTech Mechanic, one of those young stars of the series. He looks to be hurt. Hope it's not serious. And what is wrong with Hedrick? Looking down at the machine, not going to jump the big triple. Look at the rear axles moving around. He's going to nurse it home and even clear the finish line jump and take the moto win. Doing all he can do to stave off title elimination. We'll go down to the final moto of the year. We hear it was an axle carrier that had broken. They've got that fixed. Quick turnaround for the final moto of the season. A date with destiny for the number 1 of Wienen. He can bring home his 8th title. Here we go. Wienen nails the start again. And Hedrick right behind him again. And Michael Allred is 3rd again. The difference is we don't have that big tangle up in the first turn. Not a good start, though, you can see for Rastrelli and for Bryce Ford. They've got a lot of work to do, but not nearly as bad as it was in Moto 1. And Hogue is back there as well. So they survived the first turn as far as incidents. Those are not the starts that they were looking for. Wow, look at Rastrelli. Quick work, a couple of passes down there to the inside. Wienen and Hedrick putting on a show again. Big jump over Bigfoot, that inside triple. Woo! Wienen almost flipped it, went up on the bicycle. Able to recover. That's the only thing that pretty much could do it. A big crash, damage to the machine, or the machine just breaks, and suddenly Hetrick would be champion. Winan's mark has been consistency. I've talked to him about it. He was wide open Winan in its early days. He was fast, but he would crash. He learned to settle in after some big injuries, and the consistency has really been the key to these titles. But we go back a couple of years ago, he did break a chain at our finale back then at Loretta Lynn's, and that's what opened up the title for the first time for Hetrick. So it is possible that something could go wrong in this moto. And you saw what happened to Hetrick's machine in Moto 1. And a great race between these two. Winan to look over his shoulder. He knows Hetrick is there and not going anywhere. I think Hetrick and this team, long time on the Honda, this year switching to Yamaha with Phoenix Racing, and I think it has been a bit of a development year for them. They have had races, as usual, where the speed is untouchable. They've had others where Winan was able to match them, and I think that's just some of the teething problems. Ford getting around Logan Stanfield here after the bad start. Battle for the podium today is going to be interesting. Hogue trying to get around Stanfield here. The outside getting a good run into these jumps. Long, fast section. Very, very fast racetrack. Feels like that straightaway goes on forever. Rastrelli driving it in hard. Battling with Janusa. And this all has podium implications when we take both motos combined. Rastrelli, Janusa, and Bryce Ford were all in the top 5 of Moto 1. They're there for Moto 2. But how will the numbers shake out? Stay with us. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMC and by CST Tires. Takes two to tango. That has been ATV Motocross the last, about 8-10 years now. The great battles between Hetrick and Winan. Winan, I thought for sure he was going to get past. He actually looks over and moves right into the line of Hetrick. Looked like Hetrick had the pass made. Somehow Winan able to hold him off. They did bump wheels, which is a little bit aggressive. I'm surprised Winan would fight that hard, knowing the title sits where it does. He does not need to win this moto. He needs to avoid disaster. Bumping wheels with other riders, well, that is an opportunity for disaster to strike. Brandon Hogue continues to give us a tour of this racetrack. Let's reset it. We go back into the rollers again. You'll have that big, super high-speed left-hander. Where else can Hetrick attack? This is where he got Winan in Moto 1. Winan error-free. So hard to get traction in these slick corners, and Hetrick finds an opening. Can he get enough grip to get the drive off of the turn? He does. Hetrick to the lead again. Woo! They almost tangle in the air. These guys are pushing the pace and the intensity. Rastrelli and Janusa still close. We saw them fighting earlier. Hetrick now into lap traffic, beginning to distance himself from Winan. Looking good at the Phoenix Racing machine. And what happened to Hogue? Machine is shut down. Man, he rode hard through traffic. You hear the screams of the crowd every time they hit that Bigfoot triple. Exciting stuff. Hetrick, head down, hammer down. Gonna go for the 1-1 today. Final lap of the season is upon us. And although it was a great ride, as Hogue, he got it restarted. I think it was actually a problem with the kill switch. They still have the tether cord on the machines, where if you come unglued, the machine stops, but that can come unplugged accidentally. Anyway, a great day for Hetrick, but now we're about 3/4 of a lap away from an 8th championship for Chad Winan. The 36-year-old from Galena, Illinois is going to be your champ. Hetrick, hard-earned 1-1 today at Briarcliff, and there is the championship clinching ride. 8 championships for Chad Winan, tying the all-time record. Live announcer Rodney Tomlin gives him his accolades. Let's talk to today's top 3.
Kind of funny how I got the 2 podiums this year. Once at the first race, opening round, and then the last race, the season ender. So Feels good to end on a high note. Man, I had my work cut out for me first moto, but I came away with a third, which set me up with a great spot for the rest of the day. I knew that 3-4 was enough to get on the box, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to finish on a high note, so I'm happy. Keeps my head high coming into the off season and going into 2022.
Last race of the year, coming home with a 1-1 overall finish feels great. It feels even better because the Moto 2 right there was a battle, and we left it all on the track, and it's really cool to finish off like that. Putting it all out there. Props to Chad with the 8th championship. Guy's a legend of the sport. So yeah, just happy with my performance. Got some work to do. We're gonna come back 2022 strong and try to grab that championship.
And finished up here at Briarcliff, 2 hole shots, 2-2 on the day. Sealed up my 8th championship. It's incredible, man. So blessed on this opportunity, and everybody that helped me out through the years to get to this point. And my Whedon Motorsports Yamaha was awesome this year, and just so consistent. Just much love to my whole team, everybody behind me, and just loved every moment of it. And I'm excited for what's ahead, and just awesome. I'm going to take this one in, enjoy it with friends, family, and fans, and enjoy it. Thank you.
Wow, not a man of many words in that particular scenario there. Let's give your CST Tires race recap. Big tangle up off the start of Moto 1. Whelan gets the whole shot. He has Hedrick right behind him. Nick Janusa would roll into third around Michael Allred. And there's the pass. Hedrick getting into the lead. Rastrelli flips it, trying to make a move for fourth. And also a crash for Vitek Nakanik. Hedrick the Moto win. Moto 2, another whole shot for Whedon, with Hedrick right behind him. A lot of the favorites started pretty far back, so it was fun to watch them come through, including the likes of Jeffrey Rastrelli, Brandon Hogue, Bryce Ford. Big battle between Whedon and Hedrick, and then finally Hedrick able to make the move. Similar spot where he got it in Moto number 1. He takes the 1-1 score, but ends up 16 points short in the championship, and that's why Whedon was so emotional at the end of this day. He has tied Gary Denton's record with 8 championships in this series. Congrats to him and the entire Whedon Motorsports Yamaha crew. For everyone at Racer TV, thanks for watching.